Wolves have been around for centuries. They inhabit some of the warmest and coldest areas of the world. And as there are 7 different species of wolves, we are only going to compare 2. This is the comparison between the Australian dingo and the northwestern wolf. Dingoes are opportunistic apex predators that hunt mostly at dawn or dusk when prey is most active. Did you know the diet of the dingo consists of 60% mammals and the rest being reptiles? They generally hunt alone, but will sometimes form packs to take down larger prey. Occasionally, the dingo will eat kangaroos, wallabies, sheep, and calves, but majority of their diet consists of small animals such as rabbits, birds, snakes, and lizards. When food is scarce, they may resort to hunting domestic animals and farm stock. The northwestern wolf's hunting and eating habits resemble closely to the dingoes, aside from the fact there are no kangaroos or wallabies in their habitats. Northwestern wolves also tend to hunt alone, but will also form groups if needed to take down big prey. They primarily save as much energy as they can in case the takedown of a larger animal presents itself. They have been known to chase their prey as far as 12 miles. As they love their big game meals such as elk, deer, or moose, they too base their diet around small animals such as birds, rabbits, snakes, and beavers. Adult wolves can eat on average 5 to 14 pounds of meat per day, but sometimes go 12 days or more between meals because hunts are only successful about 3 to 14% of the time. After a successful hunt, wolves devour the carcasses, sometimes eating as much as 20 pounds, and may be inactive for up to 1 or more days as their food digests.
Next, I will be comparing the reproduction habits between a northwestern wolf and a dingo. Much like the eating habits, the reproduction habits between these 2 species are also really similar. One major difference is that wolves will leave their birth pack once they are sexually mature, in search to find a new pack that they can call their own. Whereas with dingoes, they tend to interbreed with each other freely, and often with domestic dogs as well. With both dingoes and northwestern wolf, only the alpha females and males will mate in the pack. With both species, the pair will mate for life. The other members of the pack help care for the young, kind of like a big family would. Both the dingoes and wolves will typically have 1 litter of pups per year. They can have anywhere between 1 to 10 pups, but on average they will typically have about 5. As for the mating time, it relies greatly on the environmental conditions. For a northwestern wolf, this period is in the spring, and it is between January and March, and for an Australian dingo, it is between March and April. Once the female is pregnant, both species will have a gestation period of about 63 days. That means she will be pregnant with babies in her stomach for about 63 days before giving birth to them. Both species will give birth in some sort of den. The den types vary within both species, but they will stay in there with them until they are strong enough to face the outside world by themselves. While the mothers are caring for the pups, the pack will work together in protecting them and bringing them food. Both the dingo and wolf will spend most of their days nursing their pups in their dens. The average weaning age for a dingo is about 10 to 12 weeks, and the average weaning age for a wolf is about 8 weeks. I thought it was shocking how similar the reproduction habits were between a wolf and a dingo because they are on opposite sides of the world and in completely different climates.
Now I will compare the shelter and traveling habits between the dingo and the northwestern wolf. Dingoes primarily live in Australia and Southeast Asia, where the temperatures are relatively warm. They have very diverse habitats, ranging from deserts to forests and even mountainous regions. Since they are a smaller breed of wolf, they make their homes in rabbit holes, caves, and even hollow logs. They are known to live in the area where they were born and will travel up to 12 miles for food if needed. They are also territorial animals, which means they will defend their own kind. Northwestern wolves are native in the northwestern region of America, Canada, and Alaska. Not only are they one of the most common wolves, they also live in a region where many other wolves inhabit. Northwestern wolves have territories, which lets other wolves know that they live in that certain area. Wolf territories can span up to 1,000 miles depending on their pack size. You can find them in forests and mountains. Unlike the dingo, they have heavy coats to keep their bodies warm because they live in very cold temperature climates. If needed, they can travel up to 40 miles in the winter for food. In summary, we have explained the differences between two very different wolves. We described how they live in very different regions, inhabit very different climates, hunt in their own unique ways, and reproduce. Although the dingo and the northwestern wolf may be related, their environment affects their overall habits and ways of living.